crux of it really is that we as humans, we do not like change. We try to avoid it most of the time. We're afraid of making a mistake. Just a mistake. Not even failing, but just not doing it perfectly. Well, good morning. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. It is a muggy day out here today. Muggy, sticky, pretty darn hot too. It's 82, 85 in here right now. That's okay because we're going to be putting in a lot of work no matter what, which means we're going to be sweating no matter what. Got the fans going. We're going to make the most of today's full workout and really make sure that we can get maximal effort out of this with some good reps, good form, very good ROM, and good contractions. That's going to be the big focus today, is making sure that I'm getting as deep of a stretch and as good of a contraction as possible. I want to make sure, especially with the Pendlay rows that we're doing our best to really reset in between each of those reps, but also truly bringing that barbell to our belly button, bringing it in, and not just like standing up with the weight or hucking the weight up, using our lower back to get momentum there. I want to be very intentional with the reps we're doing. The overall form is fantastic, but that we're getting a very nice deep stretch and contraction. So as you can see from today's workout, we're going to be doing much the same we did on the last couple back workouts that we've done. Although the big difference this time is that I'm swapping out the barbell shrugs for some dumbbell shrugs. Not for any particular reason. Barbell shrugs have been working just fine, and I'm actually really enjoying the stretch and contraction I'm getting from those. But I just kind of felt like doing some heavy dumbbell shrugs today. So we'll load those guys up to probably 120, 130 pounds, get some good shrugs in there, and make sure we can get a really nice contraction when we're doing those at the end of our workout as well. I'm also going to be doing the deficit Pendlay rows that I had intended to be doing at the onset of this. Over the last couple days, I put together some deficit blocks. They're about 5-ish inches tall, nothing crazy, but just from some scrap wood that I had laying around. Put together some pulling blocks, really rough around the edges, nothing special. They're certainly not the prettiest things in the world, but I did paint them, and I did plastic dip the top as well, just to give it a little bit of extra grip there. I mean, they're flat boards, I don't need a ton of grip, but every little bit helps in the gym sometimes. So we'll employ those when we're doing our Pendlay rows, just to get a little bit of extra depth. Might not even do that for all 4 of the sets, might just do those for perhaps the 2 middle sets, throw in a little bit of variation and change things up today. And apart from the pool workout, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Change. Change being necessary and change being something that we're seeking out. So let's get warmed up, let's get stretched out a little bit, and let's get set up for Pendlay rows. I'll see you over there. Gotta change the batteries here in this timer. We're still making it barely, but they fade very quickly once you start the actual timer. To change these batteries out, I can't help but reflect on how consistent things have been lately, for better or for worse, and how much I am desiring some kind of change. Change in my schedules, change in my day-to-day routines, change in my music. Subscribe to the playlist if you haven't before. EDM music, you're gonna love it. But change overall that could really spice up our life a little bit here and give us more of what we're wanting. But I think the problem right now is I don't even know what it is exactly that I'm wanting. That's the problem. I need change up, I need something to be different, I need something to be just slightly more engaging. And perhaps by changing it a little bit, we can make it more engaging. Maybe that means my workouts need to be more engaging. Yeah, wow. Whew. Good. Maybe I can just make some small changes in the overall workout and really get a big impact. I don't know. I'm going to change up this next set by doing some deficit Pendlay rows. But what is it that I need to change in order to feel fulfilled day to day, and not just like many of you perhaps, where I'm going through the motions day in and day out. It's so easy to get caught in that routine where things are almost exactly the same every day. You wake up, you go to the gym, you go to work, you come home and you do the exact same thing after you come home. You cook dinner, and then you just veg out on the TV for a couple hours, or you veg out playing some games, or reading a book that you're half paying attention to, whatever it is. You need a little bit more spice in that day-to-day, I think. I think that's exactly what it is we need. All right, like I said, we're gonna do some deficit ones on this one. I'm gonna reduce the weight. That 165 felt pretty darn good, but I don't think it's gonna feel pretty darn good when we're doing these deficit Pendlay rows. So I'm gonna take off 30 pounds. We're just gonna take this to 135, and we can attenuate our pace on these pulls to really maximize what we're gonna get out of this 135 if it's too light. But I don't think it's gonna be too light. I mean, we're gonna be pulling from a deficit here, about 5 inches, like I said. It should be a nice deep stretch for us in this Pendlay row at the bottom there and get that really good stretch in those lats. But let's see what happens here. Good. Yeah, 135 is good on those. It's incredible though how big of a difference just small changes in your day-to-day routine can be in the overall mood that you have, but also how big of a mountain they can appear to be when we're examining adding some zest, some flavor into that day-to-day. It could just be a simple little event going on in your community, a club that you want to go check out, maybe even just a new building that you want to check out, a new library, a new game room, a new whatever. But when we think about planning ahead sometimes, it can seem like this crazy mountain to just go to that new place, to change the routine slightly, alter what it is that we've found is comfortable and easy for us after a long and hard day. It's those small alterations that can really reap so many rewards for us too. I mean, truly, do you remember the last time you did something for the first time? It was probably seeming like this insurmountable task at times, but I bet once you actually did it, it felt pretty damn good. You were really glad and happy that you sought it out and did it. That's what we've got to remember when we're thinking about doing these things, is that we know that if we go and do them, we're going to enjoy it. We know we're going to like it. We know we're going to have a good time, more than likely. Usually we're going to have a good time, but we're going to be in a better place overall. We're going to be happier. We're going to be more fulfilled, and we're going to have had some excitement in our day-to-day. All right, last set here on these deficits. Let's take this one to failure. Come on. Crux of it really is that we as humans are resilient, but we do not like change. We don't want change. We try to avoid it most of the time. It can be pretty tough for us to get amped up about making even a small change, something exciting, like spicing up your routine, spicing up your day-to-day with something new, something unknown, something most likely fulfilling. It's still scary though. But we can find the courage to act, to better ourselves. Oh yeah. And as we've discussed many times, by doing so, we will better everybody we interact with, everybody around us, benefit from us bettering ourselves through knowledge, through experiences, and through laughter. Whew. These are tough today. Wow. Come on, pull with the elbow. Come on. Okay, we're gonna take it down in this last set. These have been a little too heavy for today. We're not getting nearly as deep of a stretch as we want. All right, so the focus on these is gonna be a super deep pull all the way in. Elbow, I want to be touching almost my side. Keep me honest here. Let me know down in the comments if you think I'm being a little baby about this. But elbow all the way down to the side, that's the goal. We're not gonna get all the way to our side. We're gonna do it as close as possible here. And then a deep stretch all the way to the top two. We're gonna let it go. Totally slack. Come on, we got this. Drop the weight, we're good. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, partials. Yeah, one more, come on. Oh my God. Oh. Same thing over here, come on. We got this. All the way. Come on, partials. Yes. I guess that brings up a really good question. What would you give up for a little bit more excitement? What would you change about your day-to-day that might make it a little bit more uncomfortable to better yourself? I mean, that's what we do here in the gym every day, right? We're giving up something to be here. That could be time spent sleeping, this early in the morning. It could be time with friends or family. It could be time for your hobbies, or it could just be as simple as time sitting on the couch doing literally nothing but wasting away, watching YouTube, Netflix, HBO. But what would you give up to better yourself a little bit? I think if people truly asked themselves that question and meant it when they answered, they would find that a lot of things we desire are actually a lot simpler than that. They don't require as big of a sacrifice. We don't need to suffer so much, endure so much to be happy and have the things that we want for ourselves. But you see, the problem is that we as humans, we've put these enormous barriers in front of ourselves because we're so afraid of the unknown. We don't know what's out there, what lays ahead of us. We have no idea, and that terrifies us. And so we create these boogeymen. We create these big monsters that are gonna scare the daylights out of us, keep us away from pursuing our dreams and our passions. It's going to inhibit us from even starting most of the time because we're so afraid. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid of not knowing. We're afraid of being unprepared. We're afraid of making a mistake. Just a mistake. Not even failing, but just not doing it perfectly. And we're afraid of the overall change, the disruption that it's going to bring our lives. So we create this monolithic thing in front of us, and we stare at it and we go, I could never. I could never. But in reality, that thing is only about this high. And we really just need to step over it. Small step. That's it. Small step. Maybe we gotta brace ourselves as we go over it. Maybe we can't just completely step over it without stabilizing ourselves a little bit. That's okay. It's not nearly as tall as we think it is. This task in front of us, this desire, this dream. We just have to be willing to take that step, get over it, and continue on past it, on to the next thing. But by creating this monolithic boogeyman, we scare ourselves from even starting. We scare ourselves from even considering what opportunity might lie in front of us for the very small cost. And that's what's hidden from us, is how small of a cost it truly will be. As an easy example, perhaps it's just waking up an hour and a half earlier to go work out, to go exercise. That seems like a crazy task to a lot of people, but is it? Is it really? Are you really going to lose out on that much? Maybe you don't have an hour of sleep to spare. I would wager a lot of you do, but maybe you don't. Are you really completely unable to go to bed an hour earlier? Is that hour before you go to bed really that valuable? Maybe it is. Maybe it truly is. Some of you are utilizing that time maximally, and that's amazing. But I would wager that there is at least a population of equal size, if not greater, that are just wasting time on their phones, watching TV, doing things that aren't really growing you, stimulating your mind, your body, your spirit. And maybe it's not all at once. Maybe it's you're just wasting time over the course of the evening in small little bits on TikTok, on YouTube, on Reddit, on Instagram, whatever it might be. All that stuff adds up. Could you be more efficient with your time so that you could go to bed an hour or so earlier and then wake up an hour earlier to go pursue the gym time? And even if it's not the gym, my wife, for example, will wake up an hour and some change earlier just to read her book in the mornings. You can make use of that time in the morning too to alter your schedule for whatever your end means are. It's small changes, people. They truly are small things, but we make them into these big monsters. And we're so afraid to even look at them, let alone approach them, attempt to figure out how we're going to get over them. And once we've actually analyzed it and just looked at it for a second, we realize, oh, I can do this with not that much effort. Oh, come on. All right, last one. Come on. Come on. Oh. Come on. Oh. Come on. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna leave you for today, but we're gonna finish with these 2 more sets of that. I'm gonna do some ab work while I clean up around here, wipe up all this sweat. Think about that small thing that you put in front of yourself. Think about that obstacle that you're wanting to overcome, because I can promise you I'm gonna be putting some effort towards thinking about mine over the next couple days and what I have to do to overcome those, face those, and improve the overall quality of life that we have. It can be these very small changes that can lead to great results. You don't have to try to eat the whole elephant in one bite. You can do things piece by piece, slowly but surely get there. And trust me, as a millennial, I understand the need for that instant gratification. But we do have to work for things slowly and surely over time. So keep working at it. Keep chipping away. Keep focusing on what's ahead of you. And don't get so caught up on how tall some of these things might seem to be. Because I'm quite confident that once you actually get there, you're going to realize that the steps you have to take along the way to actually scale the whole obstacle are going to be a whole hell of a lot smaller than what you envisioned originally. Keep working. Keep getting better every day. Keep chasing down those dreams, because I believe in you. I do.